The truth is hard, life's so much better. Won't you let me stay here forever? Light up in the sky, filled with treasures.
You off, you left me out for dead. Ever since I was a teen, had prices on my head. Had to cut you off, you left me out for dead. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Yeah, I'm the running man.
Don't feel right. I still wanna party with her. Oh yeah. Even when it don't feel right. You know I'ma party with her. We been chillin' on the Wednesday, slept until it's Thursday. She don't wanna leave me, not just yet. Told me all about last Friday, when she went all crazy. Didn't go to bed till Saturday. I don't wanna go without, so I asked her to stay. Though she broke my heart in a million ways, but I'm putting that aside now. I'ma feel alright now, happy just as long as she's with me. I've been trying my hand every day of the week, yeah. When my baby wakes up, always down every weekend. No, I love her too much, but I just can't get enough. She's slipping through the cracks.
Baby, you set my soul on fire every morning and every evening. Ooh. And maybe we can't
with the earth. 10 toes deep, flower child from the turf. I never switch sides, like even when I die, I'ma ride for the squad, let her ties in a hearse. I've been on a vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I'm never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, do that ass survive, doing 80 to the house. Then I hit it to the sky change, haters on a tirade. Talking to their crib in the face, be still, let that hate stuff fade. We all want the same, we all want a meal in the safe. I wanna live like I'm trying to reach enlightenment. Trail spill from my lips, feel big from the bib. Take a sip till I pass out. Try and get grip, but it don't make sense. Cause you can lose life on this fast route. Yeah, turn thoughts to a cash cow. I might flip that to the glass house. I don't need the accolades, I'm in love with the chase. I just wanna eat, save a spot at the table. Beast with the slap, pin myself on the map. You long with the wind, but we knowing that it's cap. 5-hour flights, couple nights at the flat. To be real, couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, limit time when I chat. I'm burning down sage, keep the demons away. When I write it, give a piece of myself to the page. I don't do it for the praise, love, that's just how I'm made.
Truth in the glass in the mirror.
Yeah.
Do it at me, old man, tryna pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see that, and he cleared down. Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash, got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the ad, but it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard it all. Heard enough, give me space before I murder y'all. 10 bad here, I'ma curve them all. 12 missed calls, and I still made a curtain call. Here to light it up, lighten up. Hear him talking, they ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left with. I don't bang sets, I just bang on the set list. Going past supper when I came for the breakfast. Put me in your prayers, I might put you on the guest list. Young to me reckless, gold in my soul, got the same on my necklace.
Light it up, light it up. Light it up, light it up. Well, well. Oh, light it up, light it up. Ah, light it up, light it up. Well, well. Light it up, light it up. Ah, light it up, light it up. Well, well. Oh, light it up, light it up. Ah, light it up, light it up. Well.
Like It or Not starts now.
There we go. Good morning. Let me do everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth and not care who doesn't like it. This morning, it is me flying solo. Okay, flying solo this morning on this Tuesday. Of course, Ben doesn't really do the Tuesdays, and Bubba is recovering from the Beyonce concert. Okay, if y'all, David, can you go to Bubba's page? Because I want everybody to start their morning off with Bubba in the Zaddy shorts. Okay, because Bubba was outside at the Beyonce concert in the daddy shorts. No, excuse me, the Zaddy shorts. Head over to his Instagram. Go get that photo for me, please. I believe it's in his stories or it's on his page. And I want you guys to start your morning with our precious beloved DJ personality on Like It or Not in his Zaddy shorts representing for the Beyonce concert. If you guys don't know, this weekend Beyonce was in Atlanta. Okay. It's not Atlanta. She was in Atlanta for 2 nights. So I believe it was Friday night and she was on Monday night. So there, look. Oh, Lord. He pulled the boots, baby. He did. This is Bubba, y'all. I know y'all be seeing him sitting down in front of the mic on air. But when Bubba is outside, when Beyonce brings them out, Bubba said, listen, it's time for the Renaissance. It's time for the Renaissance. And he gave us zaddy shorts. He gave us bandana, t-shirt, baby strong calves, the boots. He was ready to step. And did he step? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So as he's recovering right now, you guys send him love. Let him know that you guys loved his look for the Renaissance. I mean, I give it a 10 out of 10. I give it a 10 out of 10. I love to see, because we have different, the work Bubba and the outside Bubba, the Uncle Bubba. I'm pretty sure are all different people. So it's good to get the different looks and the different layers of Bubba outside of being in the room, on the mic. I love it. So shouts out to Bubba and the Renaissance crew. You're looking good, my brother. You're looking good. You're looking good. I hope that you enjoyed yourself. I had a chance to enjoy. This is a funny story. Bubba ain't asking me a story to tell. We just gonna tell it. I had a story about when, I think it was Friday, when Beyonce initially came to Atlanta. And of course, I can't afford it. So I didn't go. But I did go to a restaurant to go eat, to take my sorrows away. As you guys know, I was just real sad. And I needed something to eat. And I went to go eat. And not the man on the piano at the restaurant, white man, love going to this restaurant. It's affordable, but it feels upscale, right? It gives you that feeling. But went to the restaurant, Capers, by the way, if anybody's in the Atlanta area, it's not Atlanta. It's in Kennesaw, Cobb County, and it's called Capers. Don't say I didn't tell you. Fridays, I think it's Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. They have a singer on the piano, and the white man, I bet you wonder where I've been. Yes, that kind of white man. And he's singing, Robin Thicke kind of white man. Okay. And he's singing on there and he's giving us all of the soul. But he was singing Beyonce. And I ain't gonna hold you. He was singing one song. He was giving us a Beyonce concert. And it was good. I'm over there eating that. Even though everybody was at the real Beyonce concert, I felt like I was getting a good remix Beyonce concert, and he was giving us the song "In the Darkest Night." I don't know what the name of that song is, but it's off the Beyonce album that she dropped. But it was good. He was giving us a few Beyonce hits, and his voice was great. Listen, so I did partake in a little bit of the Beyonce concert, free version at a restaurant, and it was good. It felt good. But that is my spiel about Beyonce. There's a lot going on in the world, and we'll just get right into it. But I promise you, after we get through these layers of these stories, I won't be with you long. I'm not here for a long time, but I'm here for a good time. Got to work, got things to do. But I wanted to first thank you guys. Thank you guys for you supporting me, your constant support. Don't think I haven't seen those messages that you guys have been pouring into me. I see it. I hear it. I love it. I accept it. Thank you guys for supporting me now and continuously. I'm really, really grateful. You guys are helping me get through this month while I go through this hardship. I didn't want to start this show without acknowledging you guys. Love you. Mean it. I mean it 1,000,000 times. I mean it 1,000 times. I mean it truly. All right. So with that being said, have a couple of stories I did want to highlight. I think this story, it's not getting to me as much attention as it should. It's really interesting how I've seen it, but a lot of the bigger platforms have not really engaged in what's happening in Maui. And I think it's causing us not to know much about what's gone down in just the last few days in Maui. So crews in West Maui are doing devastating work of sifting through the ashes of incinerated homes and landmarks. Okay, as the death toll from the deadliest U.S. wildfire in more than 100 years is still rising. As of Monday afternoon, officials confirmed that 99 people have died, up to the previous count of 96 in Hawaii. Hawaii Governor Josh Green said that the death toll would likely increase very significantly and could double for over the next 10 days. The names of the victims whose families have been notified will be released today. And the Maui Police Department Chief John Pelletier announced during a news conference. An unknown number of people are still unaccounted for. And this is a fire that happened a few days ago in Maui. And the search teams with cadaver dogs, they're looking for the remains through devastated neighborhoods. A lot of people had to run and left all of what they had behind so that they didn't have their phones. A few days ago, I was looking online and I just saw people who were able to post them being in their homes a few hours and then having to be on the water for safety, getting out on the water as they watched their homes literally disappear in the fires that were happening. The governor said that his heart also goes out to the people who still haven't been able to return to Lahaina, but emphasized the importance of allowing first responders time and space to identify the deceased. So there was a man who was identified as trying to go back and help people in the fire. He actually passed. These fires were spreading rapidly into the neighborhoods. The largest during this time, though, guys, we know about Hawaii, or we've heard about Hawaii sirens, right? And in that time, as the fires were sifting through the neighborhoods, that siren happened to be silent. Emergency communications with the residents were largely limited to mobile phones and broadcasters at the time, when most of the power and cell service had already been knocked out. And now the state's main electric provider, Hawaiian Electric, is facing a lawsuit claiming power lines blown over by high winds helped cause the destructive wildfire, though an official cause of the fires has not been determined. So let's be clear about that. Right now, as of yet, an official cause of the wildfires has not been determined or confirmed. So Hawaii's Emergency Management Agency reported last year the risk posed wildfires to human life was low. Officials underestimated the deadly threat of wildfires, even as they acknowledged a lack of necessary resources to mitigate them. Okay, so that's what's going on right now in Maui, and I know that we have some clips that I wanted to play with some updates. But if you guys get the opportunity, if you have the mental capacity, go online and really see. These are people. Somebody took a picture of what it looked like earlier that day, to what it looked like at night, and literally, like I'm saying, it's night and day. It's night and day. It went from beautiful views to nothing but ashes. Nothing but ashes. And the cries from people on their cell phones capturing their homes disappearing right before them. So let's take a listen to some of the updates.
Morning, heartbreak, confusion, and lack of communication. Days after massive wildfires destroyed the heart of western Maui, the desperate search for loved ones, with hundreds still unaccounted for. This stunning drone video showing rows of torched vehicles, now twisted husks, frozen in time.
So many people have died. My friends lost their grandparents in the fires. People are being found in their cars.
In Lahaina, the town most devastated by the wildfire, a point of no return. Residents like Leslie Clark left with nothing.
The whole thing is gone.
Anguished residents stuck in miles-long traffic jams trying to recover what's left of their homes.
I want this area cleared just in case I have an emergency, all right?
What you're seeing is the road to Lahaina. Some people have been waiting in this line for more than 15 hours to get access to their homes. I can tell you the mood is tense. People have been sleeping in their cars. They want answers.
After letting people through for 90 minutes Saturday, Maui police abruptly shutting down this entrance, leaving many drivers furious.
How are people supposed to get there if the damn roads are closed?
Some attempting to get crucial medication to those who need it the most, like Nurse Sherry Palomba, pushing to help those suffering from diabetes.
Would you say that medication for people is the greatest need right now?
If people can't get their insulin, they're going to die.
For survivors,
you're going to be okay, Milo.
Harrowing stories of escape.
Both sides, to the left and the right, are on fire.
19-year-old Noah Tompkinson, his mother and younger brother, diving into the ocean to escape the flames.
We kind of had it in the back of our mind the whole time that we wanted to be next to the water.
And now new questions over the emergency response to the fires. NBC News learning warning sirens were never activated, according to Hawaii emergency officials. And while phone, television, and radio alerts were, the governor says telecommunications were knocked out by the fire.
There was no emergency system, and most people, their phones were gone before they could get it.
Many have said they didn't receive any warnings. The state attorney general now opening an investigation into the response. Amid the rush, the only two escape routes out of Lahaina along the coast were backed up.
The remains we're finding is through a fire that melted metal. We have to do rapid DNA to identify them.
Some of those who died were trapped in their cars. With fears this morning, there are many more.
That looks so unrealistic, what we're seeing here, but it's happened. It happened. And this is the deadliest U.S. fire in 100 years. And yeah, I think Infinite, that's a good thing. A lot of people already were, before this was going on in Hawaii, I know one of the news stories coming out of Hawaii was people were fighting to protect their lands, and they were protesting, and they were asking people not to come and vacation there during that time. A lot of that was going on, and they were, fighting for that. And so right now, vacationing there could be problematic to the victims who need places to stay, who are looking for shelter. Here is one of those moments where I'm like, dang, Hawaii was literally on fire. Maui was literally on fire with the deadliest in 100 years, the deadliest fire within 100 years. And the news isn't so major as I thought it would be. You would think this would be something that is super major. They would do telethons maybe. And I know, and don't get me wrong, I know I've seen people are pushing the story, but these bigger pages, these bigger platforms, these news stations that are just adding it as something to the rundown to talk about Hawaii is a part of the U.S. I would think that would be our focus, would be this story in particular, and how to help these people, resources, because I don't really know any right now. But I'm pretty sure there are some online. But I want people to know what's going on in a part of the U.S. It's so, watching this footage is very, it's so sad to see. People were watching, where did these fires come from? Why weren't the sirens, which we know we know about the Hawaii sirens. We know how important they are. We know they're a staple. And something that I know should have, this is something they put a lot of money into, right? They've talked about a lot of what issues can happen and can come, but they didn't take it seriously. And look what happened in Hawaii. As they investigate, I hope we find out and get to the bottom of this so it doesn't happen again, or so that we can figure out how to help. I would think we would hear more from our political leaders, more than a tweet, just something more, because it looks like Hawaii needs our help. Hawaii needs our help. So, and that's what I believe too, Roller Dragon. I think it does have something to do with climate change. I remember I was talking to my brother and my best friend. I was saying how when I was younger, they used to talk about climate change and global warming and those things. And when I was younger, I would really see how politicians would act like that was like voodoo talk. That was something that wasn't real. That was like we shouldn't talk about it. It's lies that are being made up. And fast forward to now, we're watching as waters in Antarctica, in Alaska, and those places that are supposed to be cold are going up to 100 degrees. Polar bears are dying. These wildfires are coming out of nowhere. Fires that are happening so bad, and the air is turning our views orange in states that are not even near the wildfires. What are we doing to handle this? Biblically, because I got to take it to church a little bit. It says that God gave us dominion over the earth, right? And look what we've done with it. We have not taken care of the earth. We haven't. We have dominion, yet we haven't taken care of that thing that gives us resources. Nothing. People are dying, unhoused. Animals are dying. And we're focused on, America is focused on the wrong things. And I'm speaking as far as America. Global warming is global. It's a global issue. It's a world issue. It's a world problem. But in America, what are we doing? Because I remember that we laughed at it. Politicians acted like it was taboo. People are dying. People are suffering. It's random things that are happening. We need to start making it more of the conversations. We do. People laughed at politicians who wanted to add that as policies, to their campaigns and who wanted to campaign off those things. I remember. Now look what we're dealing with. So I agree with that. If anybody knows anything, if anybody wants to share ways that people who are watching want to share ways or knows anything on how we can help maybe a smaller organization that's assisting, let us know, share it with us so that we can get that out there. Any calls to action, let us know, please, because I would love to know. I know usually when things that are so crazy happen, but we're living in that microwavable time, right? When something happens, it's hot, it's newsworthy for a second, and then we move on to the next issue. This is devastating. Again, the deadliest wildfire in the U.S. in a century. In a century. People died in their cars. Did you see those burnt up cars? People died trying to save people. People went out to the water and sat in the water for safety. My condolences to everybody who lost somebody, everybody who's dealing with something out there where they can't find someone. My condolences to you. Praying for your safety, praying that the people who are out there who are alive right now make it through and get the assistance they need. I want America to dive in on this. Go protect the people. I want all of our politicians to go protect the people. I want to hear more about that. What's being sent over as assistance and help. Hawaii needs all the help they can get right now. So with that being said, let's keep Hawaii and Maui wildfires in the conversation, please. Updates and things like that. So my heart goes out to them. Next story, because we're gonna get through these pretty quickly. Indictments. When we talk indictments, we know who's always in the conversations, and that is Trump. We've been hearing about indictments and Donald Trump. Now it's a little closer to my home, to be exact, in Georgia. Georgia charges Donald Trump. Okay. Former U.S. President Donald Trump. Give me one moment here. We're doing it live, y'all. We're doing it live. I got some pop-up blockers coming on. So we're doing it live, y'all. Anywho, former President Donald Trump was hit, with the fourth set of criminal charges yesterday when a Georgia grand jury issued an indictment accusing him of efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss to Democrat Joe Biden. The charges brought by Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis, if that name rings a bell to you, she's also the same DA out of Fulton County that has rapper Young Thug on RICO charges. Remember when RICO was having us all tied up? RICO. We were trying to figure out what RICO was, and we got schooled on RICO charges. Yes, this same DA out of Fulton County here in Georgia, who put Young Thug and his associates behind bars, has actually come after Donald Trump. So The sprawling 98-page indictment listed 19 defendants and 41 criminal counts in all. All the defendants were charged with racketeering, RICO, which is used to target members of an organized crime group and carries a penalty of up to 20 years in prison. Among the other defendants were Mark Meadows, Trump's former White House chief of staff, and lawyers Rudy Giuliani. What's really particular about Rudy Giuliani, though, he was one of the people, y'all, who helped, who advocated, and who pushed for RICO, RICO, to be a thing. The same person who pioneered RICO and its use when he was an attorney is now indicted on RICO charges. And I said this on Twitter today because I happen to just be scrolling on Twitter. I said this. It's basically you reap what you sow. Karma is a bald-headed hoe. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Chickens coming home to roost. It's all of that in one, right? For Rudy Giuliani. But not only Rudy Giuliani. Listen, guys. It is Donald Trump. It is Georgia coming to do what a lot of people won't do. Yes, it is RICO. And so here we are, and we're finding out more about this. It's giving a bit, will Donald Trump get touched? Will something come of this? I feel like it might. I feel like it can. What do you guys think? While we get an update and we listen to some updates, you guys let us know in the comment section. Let's take a listen.
I'm here with the prosecutors and investigators who have worked diligently on the investigation of criminal attempts to interfere in the administration of Georgia's 2020 presidential election. Today, based on information developed by that investigation, a Fulton County grand jury returned a true bill of indictment, charging 19 individuals with violations of Georgia law arising from a criminal conspiracy to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election in this state. The indictment includes 41 felony counts and is 97 pages long. Please remember that everyone charged in this bill of indictment is presumed innocent. Specifically, the indictment brings felony charges against Donald John Trump, Rudolph William Louis Giuliani,
come on, name.
John Charles Eastman, Mark Randall Meadows, John Cheeseborough, Jeffrey Clark, Jenna Lynn Ellis, Ray Stallings Smith III, Robert David Cheeley, Michael A. Roman, David James Schaefer, Sean Micah Tresher Steele,
that's both.
Stephen
Both names in one.
Cliffgard Lee, Harrison William Prescott Floyd, Travion C. Cootie, Sydney Catherine Powell, Kathleen Austin Latham, Scott Graham Hall, and Misty Hampton, also known as Emily Misty Hayes.
Your alias is on that paperwork. We're going to find you. We serious. Anybody who colluded with Donald Trump and friends to do what you did in Georgia, I will never forget how those women were attacked, had to be on stand, had to do all that. Remember? A lot came out of Donald Trump trying to steal the election. People were climbing the Capitol. People threatening lives. People who worked, just volunteers. People who worked to make sure that votes are being counted correctly were accused of doing things they ain't do. Okay? Now, let's take a listen As Fanny goes on to say that she wants them to turn themselves in. Oh, yeah. She's emptying the clip. She wants them to turn themselves in, and she also wants a trial in 6 months. Fanny, what's going on, sis? Let's take a listen.
Subsequent to the indictment, as is the normal process in Georgia law, the grand jury issued arrest warrants for those who are charged. I am giving the defendants the opportunity to voluntarily surrender no later than noon on Friday, the 25th day of August, 2023. I remind everyone here that an indictment is only a series of allegations based on a grand jury's determination of probable cause to support the charges. It is now the duty of my office to prove these charges in the indictment beyond a reasonable doubt at trial. I would also like to thank the men and women of Sheriff Labatt's office for keeping the courthouse open, but most importantly for keeping us safe over the weeks and months that have led up to this indictment, and for what I know they will continue to do to keep us safe. We also want to thank the Atlanta Police Department and other law enforcement partners who have worked with the sheriff to keep us safe. This is the timetable for the trial. As you know, in this jurisdiction, trials are set by the judges. And so it will be the judge that sets the date of the trial. This office will be submitting a proposed scheduling order within this week. However, that will totally be at the discretion of the judge. I don't have any desire to be first or last. I want to try him and be respectful for our sovereign states. We do want to move this case along, and so we will be asking for a proposed order that occurs a trial date within the next 6 months.
She said August 25th, no later than 12 p.m. Baby, where we at? What we looking at right now? Yeah, it's August 15th. Yep. Okay. And it's 10:23 a.m. Listen, are y'all turning yourselves in? This energy is giving me, I need to turn myself in. She said first, middle, and last name. She included the alias. She included the nickname. She included your DBAs. Also, no, your AKAs, your BKAs. She put all of that in there. She said, Travion, you too. When she got the Travion, she was giving us a little bit of Travion. Now, why would Travion? Because you know he black. Might be mixed. Something in there, something in that water. But there you go. There you go. There you go. Is that Travion? Let me go there. Leader of the Black Voices for Trump. That's Travion? Is that Travion right there? Look. Travion and them. That's not Travion. That's Travion? Oh, Travion Cuddy. It's a woman. Nah, Travion is giving Travion. It might be Travion. Either way, you were working with Trump. Now look at you. Look at you. Harrison Floyd, look at you. Look. Now your names is going down in history with trash. Garbage. Donald Trump did something that was definitely against the law. He hurt a lot of people. He came to this community and attacked folks who were doing their job. Because of what he did, here in America, we had a domestic terrorist attack and people walked free. Because of what he did, people were being attacked because of this belief that he was president, that he was snubbed as president. He organized crime. People got on buses. Politicians paid for buses. Travion works with something for Trump, Blacks for Trump, or was that Harrison? Anywho, those Wannabe elitist blacks are now standing amongst these people who are criminals. You guys are criminals and you should be brought down. Now, I don't like everything. All right. I can't say that I don't like. Maybe I may not agree with everything or how everything that Fanny does. But one thing I'm going to say, Fanny gets it done. She doesn't care about what you feel. If a crime was done, especially in her area, she don't care who you are. Jesus' mama. You going down too, sis? Lord, forgive me. She doesn't play. If there's trouble, if something was against the law, if there was crime in her city, especially trying to clean up Georgia now, trying to clean up the Fulton County area, baby, she's going to get it done as a new DA. There's no games here, and I'm not mad at it. Donald Trump is not above the law. It may seem that way, but I like when people at least show we're going to try. We're going to try. So much has went down. So many laws have been broken. People have died. People have been hurt. People have been blacklisted. People are afraid because of what he did when he decided to go out there and state that he didn't lose the election. They were miscounting, putting out misinformation, putting out people's names. Poll workers' identifications were out there. People were doxing each other. Well, how does it feel to be doxed by the DA? Your full government name. Should have wrote it down because I'm pretty sure all of them got PPP loans. And they got forgiven. Can't wait to see how this develops, you guys. I really want something to come of this. She gave it a date. I love the you better be home by August 25th at this particular time, or it's gonna be a problem. You better turn yourself in. People are afraid to speak to former President Donald Trump that way. People are afraid to speak to him that way. No, I don't care who you are. That's the type of person that the Fulton County DA, Fanny, is. I don't care who you are. If you did the crime, I'm gonna push for you to do the time. And that's where we're going to. And yeah, you're right. And in this case, at least we're getting closer, David, our producer. At least we're getting closer to him having a mugshot. It's not just a talk of an indictment. It's not just he did that, but we'll let him walk free and continue to campaign and create a platform where he's spreading misinformation continuously. He's going to have a mugshot for this. So let's get closer to identifying Donald Trump as the criminal that he is. Okay? As the crime organizer, the gang leader, the whistleblower that he is. Okay, so I'm interested in seeing this, and y'all know how I do it. This is coming from a black woman. Always gotta be a black woman has to get things done around here. Okay, leave it to a black woman to get it done, straight face and all. She did something that other people are afraid to do. Donald Trump walks around here like he's untouchable. Well, it looks like he's going to get touched. We're going to take a look at this. There is more to come with this. I can't wait until we continue to develop the story more and we highlight. I want to see this man in handcuffs. Not for fun. Ew. I want to see him in handcuffs and being walked into the jail for what he's done and a lot of the turmoil he's caused. For the people who want to say, but when he was in office, I got 2 extra checks because I got kids and I got 2 extra checks. But when he was in office, Donald Trump did. That's nice. He's a criminal. And he should go down for a lot of the division, a lot of the misinformation, a lot of the crime that he helped lead. And that's that on that. We talked to Beyonce. We highlighted the Maui wildfires. We got to Trump's indictment right here in the state of Georgia by Fulton County DA Fannie Willis. And now I don't want to end you guys like that. You know what it's like? Gonna give you something cute. I saw the cutest little video I've ever seen in the world. Well, one of them. But this is not the one that we're going to play. I'll save that for Saturday when I'm not here, but they're going to play that one because I just want that goodness for you guys. But this is a video of another Black woman, a Black pilot. We don't see that much. And I wanted you guys to take a look at a Black female pilot's day-to-day. Let's take a look.
Got a skin for traffic.
That's 950 Kilo, 5 miles east of the field, inbound for runway 11 will be behind 140 November Delta.
He's talking to me.
Merritt Island traffic, Piper 140 November Delta is maneuvering around the blue water tanks to enter the downwind for runway 11 Merritt Island.
Talking
Power.
myself through procedures.
10, first flap. Merritt Island traffic, Piper 140 November.
Was that it? Because I saw more.
Got a skin for traffic.
But anyhow, you go ahead and mute it. Anyhow, I love seeing this because there are Black women pilots in this world, and I wanted to highlight this woman who's a Black woman pilot, and she's taking these planes out by herself. The reason why I wanted to highlight it is because we don't see much of it. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it isn't happening. There are a lot of women pilots who are getting into, look, pilotry. That's not a word, but I just made it up right now. Who are going to flight school and becoming pilots every day. We're seeing more and more women take these positions that people only see men in, or people who identify as men in. And here we are. We got women out here, baby. Okay, we got representation out here, baby. Not only that, Black women representation who are out here flying the beautiful skies. And so shout out to this woman. You guys, we're at the end of the show. You already know what to do. And if you don't, I'm going to let you know. All right? Patreon.com/like it or not. Patreon.com/like it or not to make sure that you guys are helping to keep this show going, helping us pay for our systems, helping us pay for our time, helping us make sure we keep the lights on, the internet on, and we give you guys a show every week, Tuesday and Saturday. How Bubba said, you know how we do, or you know how it goes. Like it or not, it's going down. Yeah. Anyways, we're at the end of the show, you guys. I love you guys so much. I have no music to really back me up, but I hear it in my head. So if you guys could just groove with me while I just give y'all my ending. I love you guys so much. We're at the end of the show. You could just turn it as make it a background music, David. You ain't had to just put it in the back. We don't even use them pictures no more. That's all. But here we are at the end of the show. I love you guys so much. If you guys can, make sure again you head over to patreon.com/like it or not. Patreon.com/like it or not. Also, if you guys want to give to us individually, you definitely can because that helps as well, as you guys know about my situation. Thank you guys so much. It is Becca's Voice. You know where to find it. Becca's Voice on Cash App. DJ X3C, who isn't here, but we still want to show him love on Cash App. And DG, I always forget it, K87. I hope that's what it is. For David, our producer, DKG87. DKG for our producer, 87. Tiger, I know as well, who always loves and helps us. Please, guys, help us to continue to assist and for us to be able to give our producers and pay our producers a little something that we can. But we're here at the end of the show. Thank you for all that you do. I won't be here this Saturday, but you know who will? Ben and Bubba. The BBs will be here this Saturday, giving you guys more of our one Saturday morning. Make sure you tune in and make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe, like, share. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Love you. Mean it.
So I skip straight ahead to the bread part. Tapped out, I'm cool on the chit chat. With the kid, know I got to get paid. They gonna say what I said part. So I skip straight ahead to the bread part. Tapped out, I'm cool on the chit chat. With the kid, know I got to get paid. Tell me, can you slide for a real one? Slide for me, slide for me. Can you slide for a real one? Can you slide for me, slide for me? Can you slide for a real one? Can you slide for baby, say I make him nervous.
Maybe cause I'm real on the surface. Maybe cause I'm 10 down where the turf is. Don't get lost in those facades on the guys. You know ain't nobody perfect. I just put the work in, I know what my worth is. I'm living lavish, I'm flossing, bossing a bagging up cash off the passion. Out here with my niggas, AV to the casket, we reckless, stay in your lane. I'm on gas till somebody cut the brakes. Cutting off these haters in the heads of the snakes. You're spinning the plan, but you catching on late. And she just sent the emoji, said she wetter than a lake. So I better not flake, take a break, say word. Hit me when you through with that, then we can shift again, my schedule been clear. These niggas see me, they mad like I'm one of their peers. I put that on Sita, so I'm sure it's abundantly clear. I'm hella big on the set, what I said. Eyes low off the legal and the red web. Put the leg room in the roof gone. Man, I came a long way from them deals off the Groupon. Right?
Big on the set, what they said part. So I skip straight ahead to the bread part. Topped out, I'm cool on the chit chat. Fuck with the kid, know I got the gift paid. Big on the set, what they said part. So I skip straight ahead to the bread part. Topped out, I'm cool on the chit chat. Fuck with the kid, know I got the gift paid.
Keep it real with you, I've been in a feeling position. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been trail, you could tell by how I feel when you with me. Yeah, tell me, can you slide for me? Can you slide for it once? Yeah, yeah. Tell me, can you slide for it once? Yeah.
The original mix.